Hi, welcome to this Vinyasa practice. We're going to start this practice with a bit of breathing. Before we do that, we'll, as always, take a moment to draw our attention in. So lots of external demands, lots of external distraction. Really important as we come to our practice to take a moment to switch all of that off and redirect our focus towards ourselves, our bodies, and our breath. So firstly, just find yourself a comfortable seated position. And once you've found that, feel the spine getting nice and long. Maybe you reach a little taller through the top of your head. Your eyes can be closed here, or you might just set your gaze at a single point on the floor. And bringing attention to the muscles of your face, just allowing all of those to become soft as you let go of expression. Softening the edges of the eyes, the corners of the mouth, and releasing any tension or holding in the jaw. Maybe you drop your chin slightly closer to your chest to find some length through the back of your neck. Moving awareness down now to the shoulders, allowing shoulders to fall back and down, creating a little more space through the chest and neck. And just continue to move your attention down through your body, becoming more aware of each and every part of your body, noticing any sensations, any feeling in your body. Feeling the contact of your seat with the surface beneath, maybe a cushion, or perhaps a chair, or the feeling of the floor beneath you. Feeling legs and feet. Now bringing your attention to your breath, and simply just noticing that you're breathing. And maybe you can feel the movement of breath somewhere in your body. It might be the nostrils, it could be the chest, maybe the belly. Maybe you feel your breath moving through your body somewhere else. That's fine, just hold your attention there, observing your body's natural rhythm of respiration. Softening into the rise and fall of breath each moment. Just starting to take a few deeper breaths now. So however that looks for you, deepening the breath in through the nose. And either out through the nose, or you can sigh out through the mouth. Whatever serves you best in this moment. Take a couple more breaths in that way. You might notice the qualities of softening and grounding with each out-breath. And now bringing the palms of your hands together in front of your chest, a little prayer position of the hands. Keeping your breath nice and deep as you inhale now, raise your arms, your hands up overhead. Then separating the hands at the very top of your inhalation, a little bend of your elbows as they draw gently back, lifting the chest. And then as you breathe out, draw your palms straight in towards each other again to touch in front of the chest. So again, breathing in, reaching hands, fingers up, separating at the top, a little dip in the elbows, palms turn up to the sky, and there's a little lift of the chest. Exhaling, hands come together again. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Maybe gently drawing the shoulder blades together now. And exhaling, hands together in front of the chest. And just continue on with this movement, with this breath. And over the next few rounds, just finding your own rhythm so that the breath and the movement are perfectly synchronized. Feeling into the quality of opening and expanding as you take your breath in, reach your hands up and out. You might lift the chin slightly at the very top of your inhale, and as you exhale, there's a sense of drawing into center. Let's take a final 3 together. Long, deep breaths, whatever you can manage. Comfortably filling to your lungs' capacity. Without straining, without forcing. And releasing now your hands to your knees. Rolling shoulders back and down. We'll move through a seated cat-cow here. So with a soft grip on your knees, we'll use this grip to assist us in the movement of the spine and of the chest. Breathing in, shoulders coming back, gently lifting the chest up, and maybe even lifting the gaze up. And then as you exhale, bring your chin to your chest, start to pull your belly in, tuck your tailbone, your pelvis under, and round the back. And then breathing in, coming back up, shoulders pull back, chest lifts, tailbone starts to stick out behind you. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under, your chin to your chest, and shoulders draw forward, creating space through the shoulder blades. Breathing in, coming up. Shoulder blades moving together behind you. Breathing out, shoulder blades spreading, tailbone tucking under. So take 3 more of these, finding again your own rhythm and pace. So speed and size of the movements and stretches are all within your control. And it's always best for you to do what feels right for your body. If it looks different to what I'm doing, that's totally fine. Making this one your last. And just coming back to a neutral position. So there's a gentle drawing in of your belly. Shoulders are back and down, and again the spine is long, lengthening up toward the sky. From here we're going to interlace the fingers in front, press the palms of the hands down. Inhale, reach forward and then up. And then as you exhale, take a gentle lean to the left. If that's too much, you can always release your left hand down to the floor for a bit more support. And if leaning over is too much, you might just reach straight up. We're just looking for a sense of opening through the right side of the body. And then inhale, coming back to center, reaching tall, and then exhaling, leaning gently to the right, to whatever degree feels best. So as you're leaning to the right, that left sit bone, left side of the buttock, drops and grounds down into the floor. Last breath in and out here. And now inhale, come back to center, reach up. As you exhale, release your hands. We're going to move now onto hands and knees into a tabletop position. So spreading the fingers, as the hands are a big part of our foundation in this position. So we want to broaden that foundation to help with balance and stability. Knees are right underneath the hips and tops of the feet flat on the mat. I'm going to go through some dynamic cat-cow or dynamic sunbird, actually, here. So first we'll just practice the balancing position and then we'll bring some movement into it. So starting with the right side, extend your left toes back and your right hand forward. So thumb reaches up toward the sky and just check that your hips are even. They're both, hip bones are facing the ground. And once you're feeling steady there, lift your left foot up. Try to keep your toes pointing down, your hips even with each other, and turn on that left glute to lift that leg straight up, lengthen it straight back. Keep lifting the back of the body up toward the ceiling so that you're not making too much curvature through the back. So lower belly drawing in, taking one more breath in and out here, and then releasing the hand, knee, and foot back down to the ground. Pause for a moment to take a breath, and then change to the opposite side. Left hand forward, right foot back. When you're feeling steady there, you can lift that foot up. At the same time, draw the belly in, lift the back toward the ceiling. Gazing straight down, back of the neck is long, shoulders are drawing back. Just the breath moving. One more cycle in and out. And then releasing down. So we're going to take that movement now and get a little funky with it. So left foot back, right hand forward again. Inhale to lift your heel, lift your thumb up. Then as you exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, your elbow in. So elbow can come to the hip, or you might draw knee and elbow together. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, drawing in. Inhale, extending out. Exhale, squeezing in. The back rounds, the belly draws in. So take 3 more. So we're utilizing a bit of contraction through the abdomen to get this movement happening. Last one. And releasing down. And changing sides. So right toes back, left hand forward, get steady. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, drawing in. Deep rounding through the back. Inhale, extend, get long. Exhale, squeeze it all in. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, pulling in. Take 3 more. Back to hands and knees. If you ever need to take a break with shoulders or hands, you can sit back to the heels, roll the shoulders. Another option is any time in the practice, if you want to take a break, you can come into child's pose, taking the knees wide, reaching the hands out in front, resting the head down. Or if we're in the middle of a standing flow and you need to take a break to catch your breath, just do that standing at the top of the mat in Tadasana. Wait for your breathing to regulate again, and then join back in. So from hands and knees, we'll tuck the toes under, lift the knees up off the ground, so we're again engaging through the belly. Take a deep breath in here, then as you exhale, start to press your belly towards your thighs. Lift your hips up and back. And now inhale. Release the knees back down. They can come all the way to the floor or just hover above. And exhale. Belly toward the thighs, hips lift. Inhale, coming back down. Exhale, taking it back. 2 more of these. Last one. And now holding here with hips high, gazing toward the knees or the thighs. So the chin's in toward the chest. We're in downward facing dog now. So if you feel like moving a little bit and warming up for your downward facing dog, go ahead. Could be knees bending, heels pedaling to the floor, or crossing knees over from side to side, a little bit more movement through the hips and lower back. All coming back to center, taking the feet a little wider, so towards the outer edges of the mat. And now walking your hands in towards your feet, bring the feet flat. Deep bend in the knees, release the head down, grab opposite elbows, and just take a rock from side to side. So your nose travels across from knee to knee. Allowing your breathing to be effortless here. Coming back to center, a few bounces up and down through knees and hips. And releasing hands to the floor, turning the toes out, heels in. So we've got about 45 degrees on the feet. And lowering your hips down between the legs, between the calf muscles. If you happen to have a yoga block, or even just a few books, you can place that underneath your bottom to make this position a little less intense, or a little more accessible. From here, fingers slide under the arches of the feet. We take an inhale, open the chest forward, lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, lift your hips up, release your head down. Inhale, sitting down, broaden through the chest, gazing forward. Exhale, hips lift, rounding the back, stretching through backs of legs. Inhale. Sitting down, exhale, hips high. Take 3 more. This is really, really good for warming up through the hips, through the pelvis, through the legs, lower back. Also really good for the digestive organs. Cool. This time just lifting the hips up, releasing the hands. Turn the toes in so their feet are running parallel to each other. From here, walk the hands all the way forward to your inner wide-legged high plank. Shoulders over the wrists, belly engaged. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, lower down to the floor, elbows in nice and close. And remember, you can always drop to your knees if you need that extra support. Now, keeping the toes tucked under, rest the forehead on the floor. Coming into cobra here, inhale through center. Lifting the chest, lower belly stays on the floor, exhale, forehead down. Now twisting to the right, inhale, pull right shoulder back, turn to look towards right heel. Exhale, release down. Left side, inhale to the left. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, center. Exhale, release down. To the right, inhale, right shoulder draws back. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, left side, lower belly stays in contact with the floor. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, shoulders draw back and towards each other. Cobra. Exhale, release. Just resting here for a moment. Bring your legs close together. Tops of the feet resting on the floor. Bring your arms down beside you, reach back. Inhale, lift your chest. Holding here 3 breaths. So warming up through the spine before we jump into our vinyasa. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Then press up and back into downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And now stepping both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, extend the top of the head forward and the shoulders back, belly draws in. Exhale, folding over the legs, bend your knees as much as you need to. Now a deep breath in, coming all the way up to standing, reach your hands out and up, palms of the hands touch, and then exhale, hands together in front of the chest. Pause here for a few rounds of breath. And just fully aware that you're now standing, fully aware of your breath, and adjusting your position as you need to so you can feel really steady, really strong in your standing position, utilizing the contact of each of the toes with the floor and all edges of the feet, inner, outer, front and back. Making sure that your posture is strong. So now going through Sun Salutation A, we'll do 3 rounds of this. Inhale, sweep the hands out and up, bring the palms of the hands toward each other. And then exhale, fold forward, belly toward the thighs, top of the head toward the floor. Halfway lift, palms of the hands to the shins, extend top of the head forward, shoulders back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step both feet back to a high plank and lower down. Option to come to the knees first. Inhale, just cobra here. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Holding downward facing dog, just 3 breaths. And as we move through the vinyasa, if it gets intense, you can always miss out the upward facing dog or cobra part and just step straight back into downward facing dog or take child's pose. Stepping forward now. Top of the mat. Inhale, palms of the hands to the shins, extend head forward, shoulders back, exhale, fold. Deep breath in with a flat back, coming all the way up to standing. And then exhale, palms of the hands together. Take a breath. Second time through, inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, extend forward. Exhale, coming down to the ground with control. Inhale, cobra, maybe coming a little bit higher, getting warmer through the spine. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Making sure you've got a soft bend in the knees, the hips are high, the spine is extended. One more breath. And coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Deep breath in, stand, drive down through the feet, reach tall. Exhale. Pausing for a breath. Feeling into your strong standing position. Last round through, inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to the floor. Cobra, inhale. Shoulders squeeze together. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding 3 breaths. So our downward facing dog's a lot warmer now. Let's see if we can stay nice and still as we come to downward facing dog. Last breath. Stepping to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend forward, halfway lift. Exhale, folding over the legs. Deep breath, standing and reaching up. Exhale. Release your hands down to your sides. Keeping that space in the chest and the back of the neck. So preparing for sun salutation B, we'll do a couple of rounds, just regular traditional sun salutation B, and then we're going to start adding to it, bringing in some twists and other bits and pieces just to keep it fun, keep it interesting. Okay, so to begin, we come into chair pose. You can do chair with your feet parallel and separated, or if you're more comfortable to do so, you can do it with the big toes touching and knees together. Whatever works best for you. So now inhale, sitting into chair, raising the arms. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, coming down to the floor or hovering above the floor in chaturanga. Inhale, taking cobra, or if it's in your practice, upward facing dog, now warm enough. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg, lift it up and back. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. And coming in the lunge or warrior one, whichever your preference is. Breathing in, raise the arms. And breathing out now, all the way down to the floor. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale into downward facing dog, left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one or high lunge. Inhale, coming up. And exhale down to the ground or hovering above. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, downward facing dog. Now we hold, we get still, 5 breaths. So this is a great opportunity, as needed, to drop into child's pose, knees to the floor, resting the forehead. So take that option as many times as you need to. Looking towards the hands, step the feet forward. Inhale, take a halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, drop the hips, raise the arms forward and up, chair pose. Exhale, stand. Pause here for a couple of breaths. So one more, just like that. Inhale to chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, coming down to the floor or to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg coming up, inhale. Right leg stepping through, exhale. Come up, inhale.
Exhale all the way down. Remember, you can skip the vinyasa and just step straight back into downward facing dog. Then left side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps through. Inhale, coming up to your lunge or warrior one. Exhale, down to the floor or straight into downward facing dog. Whatever you need to do. Now we hold 5 breaths. Find your position and hold it as still as you can. Stepping to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale, stand. A couple of breaths here. So we've done our 2 traditional sun salutation B. Now we start to get a little funky. So if you've been doing chair with your feet apart, just bringing them together now. Big toes to touch. Inhale to chair pose. Hold here. Exhale, bring the palms of the hands together in front of the chest. And take your left elbow outside your right knee. Rotate your chest open to the right. Twisting prayer, chair pose. Holding here. Now inhale back to center. Reach tall. Hold your chair. Exhale, hands together in front of the chest. This time twisting right elbow outside, left knee. Rotate the chest to the left. Holding here. Inhale to center, reaching up. And exhale, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog, right leg. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, palms of the hands together, left elbow outside the right knee, holding here. One more breath. Inhale, center, reaching up. Exhaling down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, breathing in, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale into twist. Right elbow outside left knee. Draw your outer left hip back. Roll your shoulders open. Squeezing shoulders gently together behind you. Inhale, come back to center, reaching up. And exhale, hands to the ground, lowering down. Inhale to lift. And exhale, downward facing dog. Get still and hold. 5 breaths. Making them deep. Stepping forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, and stand. So going through that again, a little more variation. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, palms of the hands together, left elbow outside the right knee. I'm going to hold here for an extra few breaths. If you'd like to, you're welcome to come into a side crow. If you want to deepen your twist a little more, you can just take one hand to the ground, one hand to the sky. Coming back up. Inhale, raising the arms. Exhale, twisting opposite side. Right elbow outside left knee. Bring your sternum bone and your thumb knuckles to touch. Then just check your knees are even with each other. Your hips are even with each other. Maybe sitting down a little bit deeper. Option to side crow or to take one arm down, one arm up. Inhaling, coming back to the center. And exhaling, folding forward. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhaling down, or if you'd like, just stepping straight back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right side first. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, coming up, high lunge, and exhaling into the twist. Left elbow outside, right knee. So option to hold here. If you feel like you want to go deeper, and that's because your body's asking for it, then you can take one hand down and one hand up. So we always want to follow the cues of the body rather than what our ego might want, or our mind might want, or our pride might want out of our practice. So allowing the body to lead. If you're extra playful today or extra keen, you can always try to bring both hands to the ground, coming to a side balancing pose. Coming back up, inhale, high lunge. And we're going to exhale now, bring the right hand to the back of the left leg, and inhale, reach left fingers high, arching the back a little more. One more inhale, and as you exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step the right foot back, lower towards the floor, inhaling, chest lifts, and exhaling back. Left side, breathing in, left leg lifts, and exhale, left foot through, high lunge, coming up, and twisting. So you might just stay here in this twisting prayer. This already can be quite a lot. Really good for the spine. Strengthening up through the legs. Or if you'd like, one hand down, one hand to the sky, or a side balancing pose, both hands to the floor outside the left foot. My breathing is telling me I should stay where I am and not push any further. Coming back up. Inhale, reach tall. And exhale down to the ground. Or maybe straight back into downward facing dog, otherwise lifting the chest, breathing in, downward facing dog, breathing out, 5 breaths, nice and still. Looking forward, stepping forward, halfway lift, breathing in, extend long through the spine, exhale, folding over the legs, deep breath in, chair pose, press through the feet, straighten up the legs and stand. Releasing the hands down by the sides, breathing here. A little reset now in a forward fold. Breathing in, reach the hands up. And breathing out, folding. Grabbing the big toe, the first 2 fingers and thumb. Bend deeply into the knees. Inhale, straighten up the arms, extend top of the head forward. Exhale, elbows bend to the sides. Nose toward the knees. Keep pulling shoulders away from the ears. Making sure that your weight also here is evenly spread through your feet, so you're not all the way back into your heels, you're not all the way forward, crushing your fingers. You've got a nice balance there. See if you can guide your breath deeply now into your belly. Three more breaths. Releasing the hands, inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, release the hands to the hips. And from here we step back with the left foot. So bringing our feet into a pyramid stance, legs into a pyramid stance. So just feel with the hands that are on the hips, feel that your hips are even with each other, both facing forward. We're going to come in and out of pyramid pose and then into a twist and a balance. So just preparing you for what's to come. So with the pyramid legs, there is a sense or an appearance of the legs being straight, but know that the front knee should never be locked out. You should always have a soft bend there, or just kind of unlocking the knee. And as you need to, the knees can bend. This back heel might even need to lift off the floor. So just do whatever you need to, whatever your body tells you is necessary. Breathing in, reach your arms out, bring your inner arms up by your ears and keep them there. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, reach all the way forward, all the way down. Then engage the legs. Inhale, come all the way up with a flat back. Exhale, coming all the way back down again. Continue to reach the whole way. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, reach forward and down, this time holding down. Hands on the floor, nose toward the knee. And coming back to those deep belly breaths. If you need to shorten your stance, you can bring your feet a little closer. Just check that your hips feel even here as well. Now on your next inhale, come up onto your fingertips, extend the top of the head forward so you've got that nice flat back position. Then breathing in, take your right hand to the sky, twisting. So your belly comes toward the inner right thigh. And at this point, the back heel might lift up, that's okay. Keep pressing it toward the floor. And if you need to, you can bring this left hand up onto a block or anything that you have available. You can even use your shin. If you want to twist more deeply, your left fingertips might come outside your right foot. So plenty of options, plenty of variations. You just find your place in the pose. If it's comfortable, look up. Otherwise, pick a spot on the wall or on the floor and keep that gaze steady. Taking one more breath in, and as you exhale, release both hands to the ground. Now slide the hands forward, slightly in front of that right foot. Come onto your left toes and the ball of your left foot, bending your right knee and shifting your weight forward into that right foot. Now we're going to lift the left toes up and start to straighten up the right leg. If you need to for your balance, you can keep your fingers, your hands on the floor. If you feel ready for it, you can lift the hands up. Just make sure that as you're lifting your hands up, that movement's coming from a lifting of the torso further away from the floor, keeping the back flat. Arms can move out to the sides for balance, or down by the sides, reaching back toward that foot, left big toe pointing to the floor, crown of the head reaching forward. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then releasing hands to the floor. Drop step that foot back, straighten up the leg for a moment. We're not quite done yet. One more little movement. Again, sliding forward, bringing your weight up onto the right foot. Inhale, extend your left toes straight up to the ceiling, draw your nose towards your knee. And then exhale, bend both knees, bring left knee behind the right, round your back, squeeze in. Inhale, extend tall, open up. And exhale, round and squeeze in, pulsing through the knees. One more time, inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, extend foot straight back. Drop the toes to the floor. Breathing in, reach the hands up. Whew, how's that hip? Breathing out, hands to the hips, stepping forward. So we use a lot of engagement here, our stabilizing muscle through the outer right hip and glute. If you want to release a little bit, you can take some hip rotations, a few in each direction. If you're feeling fine, you're a warrior, that's awesome. Just holding steady at standing. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. Right foot stepping back. Pyramid position. So feet flat on the mat, hips facing forward, and also checking the balance of the hips. So using your hands like a bit of a spirit level. making sure that you're not tilting up to one side. So hips even facing forward and through right and left sides. Adjust the stance of your feet if you need to, and coming into pyramid 3 times with the breath. Inhale, reaching the hands up. Exhale, reaching forward and coming all the way down. Bend your left knee more deeply as needed. Inhale, lift up. Strong legs, strong back. Exhale, forward and down. Last one, inhale, coming up, lead with the thumbs. Exhale, reach, lower down. Rest the hands either side of that left foot up on your fingertips or flat on the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Even up your hips. Take 3 more deep breaths. And with your belly close to your thigh, see if you can use your inhale to press your belly into your thigh. Expand the abdomen with each in-breath. And draw it to the spine with each out-breath. Last time. Inhale, coming up onto your fingertips, find that flat back position, draw the shoulders back. And as you take your next breath in, rotate to the left, take your left fingers toward the sky. Follow with the gaze if you can keep your balance and your neck feels okay. Otherwise, switch it up. Take your gaze wherever is comfortable. Just try to keep it still. Pulling your left hip back, driving your right heel down. Option to give yourself a bit more height with a prop, or using your shin. Or to take the twist deeper by moving your right hand outside your left leg, left foot. Couple more breaths here. This is a challenging one, this is a tricky one. Last breath in, releasing the hands to the ground. Pause for a moment. Slide the hands forward, start to bend the back knee, lift the back heel as you bring some weight into the left foot. Lift the right leg up and just send the right leg straight back, toes pointing straight down. Stay here on your fingertips if you'd like, or come up, lifting the chest, lifting the back up. Maybe taking the arms out like airplane wings to support the balance. Or aerodynamics, straight down the sides. Pull the shoulders back. Reach the head forward. Keep your gaze straight down so that there's length all the way from the tailbone right up to the base of the skull. One more breath in and out. Releasing down. Rest that back foot for a moment. Straighten up that front leg. Couple of resting breaths. Now standing split, so coming into that position in the same way. Bending that back knee, a little bit of push off the back foot. Reach your toes straight up as you take your nose towards your left knee. And then exhale, pull the right knee in behind the left. Pulse. Inhale, open out. Exhale, squeezing in. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, send straight back. Drop the toes to the floor. Exhale to ground. Breathing in, coming up, high lunge. Breathing out, hands to the hips. Hands step forward. Option to move the hips a little here. Release that tension, release that effort from that left hip. Getting close to the end. We're about to get a nice deep stretch for the hips. And balance out all that strengthening work. Keeping our mobility and flexibility. So that's really important in yoga, is to maintain that balance between strength and mobility. All right, inhaling, sitting into chair. Exhaling, folding forward. Take your halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, hands to the mat, step straight back into downward facing dog. From here, take your right leg up and back. Bend your right knee and drop your right heel to your left buttock. See if you can lift that knee toward the sky, drop the toes, reach toward the floor. Square up your shoulders. Take a deep breath in here, then as you exhale, draw your right knee across to your left elbow as you shift your shoulders over your wrists. Squeeze. Inhale, take it all the way back, up and over. Exhale, across. Squeeze. One more time. Inhale, all the way up and over. Exhale, across. Hold here. Kick your right leg straight out to the left. Take your left heel to the ground and inhale your left fingers up to the sky. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Send your right leg up and back, breathing in. Exhale, right foot back down to the floor. And same on the left side now. Inhale, left leg up and back. Drop the heel, lift the knee. Square up through the shoulders. Take a couple of breaths here. Deep stretch through that hip. Deep into the abdominal muscles. One more breath in. Exhale, left knee across to right elbow, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, sweep up and back. Exhale, over. Squeeze to the opposite elbow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, across. Come to the outer edge of the foot, over to the right. Drop your right heel down, inhale. Left hand to the sky. I've started eating my necklace. Reaching up, holding here. One more inhale. Exhale, hand to the ground, reach it up and back. Breathe in, release down, breathe out. Now pigeon on the right, breathing in, right leg up, breathing out. Right knee to right wrist. Bring your left knee to the ground and then just slide your right shin, right ankle a little over to the left. So we've got a bit of an angle down that shin. Bring the hips square, facing the ground. If you need to, slide this left leg back a little further. Walk the hands in, draw the shoulders back, deep breath in. Then breathing out, walk the hands forward. You might need to stay up on your hands or perhaps use a block or a few cushions to support your forearms, get a bit more height. If the forearms are, if resting on the forearms is too intense for your hip. Other ways you can make this less intense is to draw your right heel a little closer in towards your groin, towards your hip. So the further your shin is away from your pelvis, the more intense of a stretch this will be through the hips. And check you've spread your weight evenly from right to left. Your torso is facing the floor, shoulders drawing back. So we work these hips pretty good today. We're going to hold here for another 10, 15 breaths. But 10 to 15 deep, long and full breaths. Conscious breaths. Each time your mind goes off into thinking mode, just come back to feeling and awareness of your breath. The last few breaths here. We're going to make our way back into downward facing dog, so coming up onto the hands, tucking the left toes under to lift the left knee, sliding right leg back as you lift your hips up. And if you need to, a little bit of walking out through the feet, through the legs. And then pigeon on the opposite side, get length through that left leg, lift it up. And then bring left knee toward the back of the left wrist. Bring the right knee down to the ground, slide it back. Then find the right angle. Not the right angle, but the good angle, the right angle for you. So moving the left foot over to the right, maybe up towards the top end of your mat. Notice how that feels, and if you need to adjust a little more or take it back a little more, you can. Coming up onto your fingertips, take an inhale to open the chest, lengthen the spine, and from there, walking the hands forward, maybe forearms come to the ground, or maybe your arms are straight and your head is resting on the ground. Take the option that feels best. And finding those deep breaths. Notice where your attention is or where it's gone. Come back to the breath. Last few breaths. And walking the hands in, coming back to downward facing dog. Walk it out. And coming down to your knees, sit back to your heels for a moment. And noticing how you feel. I'm going to take the heels to the outsides of the hips and sit down between the feet. So this is another one that can be quite intense. So if you find that doesn't feel good for you, feel free to just stay sitting on your heels and get your stretch through knees and thighs this way. Otherwise, you can place something between your heels to rest your bottom on as you sit down. So you can stay here high. This might be good enough. If you're quite comfortable here, you want to go a little deeper, you can lean back into your hands. Maybe back onto your forearms. Try to keep your inner thighs moving toward each other and the knees pressing into the floor. So if your knees start to lift up or your knees travel out and away from each other, then just come up a touch until you can get that position of thighs parallel and close and knees to the floor. So when we're practicing at home, it's really important to be honest with ourselves within the practice. Otherwise, we can end up doing more harm than good and holding ourselves back from advancing in our practice. Not too much longer here, 5 more breaths. If you're leaning back, walking yourself upright, coming back onto your heels, and then sending the feet over one side, bringing your bottom to the floor, and taking your legs straight out in front. If you need to give them a little bit of a shake, go ahead, get that blood moving again. And we're just going to take a really basic standard forward fold, Paschimottanasana, so softening the bend in the knees or deepening the bend in your knees so you can feel that there's a bit more free movement in the pelvis. The pelvis can lift up and tilt forward. So that's going to really help us in this position. You can always also place a cushion underneath your bottom as you move into this position. So inhaling, taking the arms up, we use that to just get some extra length through the spine and to come up and out of the pelvis. As you exhale, continue to reach. Bring your belly to your thighs, your hands to your feet. If they don't come to the feet, you can bring them to the floor or to the shins. Connecting with those deeper breaths and using your exhales to soften, release, letting go of resistance or tension. And if you're new to this practice, it might feel, this idea of releasing tension with the exhalation might feel weird and foreign, but just know that it's something that takes practice and eventually one day will just happen. It's not something that you can force. When you're forcing anything in your yoga practice, you're just reinforcing those old patterns. In yoga, we're here to cultivate a sense of surrender, and letting go, and allowing. We just allow these things to happen. We can use our intention, a little bit of will, but never force. Staying patient and persistent. The last few breaths here. And preparing to come back up to seated, so releasing hands, lifting tall. Bringing the soles of the feet to the floor, shuffle forward, coming down onto your back. Bringing your heels in as close as you can to your bottom and making sure that your feet are about the width of your hips. Hands to the floor beside you, a few rounds of bridge pose. So spread the backs of your shoulders into the floor, spread your feet into the floor, and press your lower back into the floor. Reach your tailbone forward. Now, as you inhale, lift your hips, lift your hands all the way up. Backs of the hands come to the floor behind you. And exhale, lowering down, hips, lower back to the floor, hands to the floor. Inhale, lifting up. Synchronize hands, breath, and hips. Breathing out, coming down. I'll take 4 more of these. Option to hold the last one for a few extra breaths. Coming down and bringing the knees into the chest, squeeze them in. You can take a rock from side to side across the lower back if you'd like. And we'll just finish up with a twist here. So extend your left leg long, rest it on the ground. Hug your right knee in nice and close to your chest. Keep your left hand on the knee or the shin. Take your right hand out to the right in line with your shoulder. Deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, guide the right knee across the body to the left. Press your right shoulder into or toward the floor. Just a few more breaths here. Returning to your back, squeeze the knee in, lift the forehead toward the knee, and then release down. Right leg resting on the ground, left knee coming in. Squeeze in, release your left hand down. Guide the left leg across to the right, holding here. One more deep breath in and out. Inhaling over to your back, exhale, hug the knee in. Breathing in, lift the head up, squeeze. Breathing out, releasing down. Take the legs wide. Turn the palms of the hands up, spread the shoulders into the floor. If your lower back feels uncomfortable, you can place a cushion or a rolled up blanket at the back of the legs, or you can bring the soles of your feet to the floor and drop your knees in together. Just want the lower back making contact with the ground. To find a way to make that happen. And then we'll take 3 last releasing breaths. We breathe deeply in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Again, just using those exhalations to let go. And we're allowing the body to get heavy and surrender into the ground, letting go of the weight of the body. Deep breath in. Sighing out. Two more. Now lightly touch the lips together. Breath travels through the nose, becomes effortless, automatic, spontaneous. Feel your body becoming heavier. At the same time, more spacious. Feel the weight of the head, the weight of the arms, the weight of the legs, and the whole of the torso heavy, the whole of the body heavy, relaxed, soft. Give yourself another 5 minutes or so here. And this is where I leave you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. See you next time.